Ooh. Did you fall asleep?
What am I doing in front of... Oh, man. Oh, I overslept. Oh, what time is it? What time is it?
It's time to record. That's what it is.
Oh, it's time for Goku or Go Home episode 12. I've been waiting for so long. I need to introduce myself. It's been a while. My name is Alex. It's been way too long since we've done one of these. Thank you so much for joining us again.
And my name is Phoup. I totally forgot to introduce myself right there, but
I'm gonna leave in the long, awkward pause.
But it is good to be watching Goku and talking to my good old buddy Alex. Yeah, it's been too long. How long has it been?
I'm not gonna do the math.
Okay, let's just say a year.
Let's be generous and say a year.
Yeah.
In case you forgot, and I don't blame you if you did, this is our Dragon Ball podcast where we will be doing an episode-by-episode recap of the original Funimation dub of Dragon Ball. And this episode is specifically taking care of episodes 45 through 48. So let's get down to it with episode 45, Danger in the Air. And since it's been a while, I wanted to set the stage. The status of the balls, if you will. Goku's got 2 of them, and 2 Dragon Balls. He lost the World Martial Arts Tournament to the completely original character, Jackie Chun, and decided to see the world to continue his training and pursue his grandpa's ball. He's caught the attention of the Red Ribbon Army, and completely leveled their base at Muscle Tower. Now he's back at the city with Bulma, Puar, Oolong, and Yamcha, and he's also being pursued by the thief Haski and her 2 goons. We good? We Gucci?
I think that's pretty good.
All right.
Sums up for the most part that I remember.
I'm sure there's something important. There was that one Stinky Kid, the completely important character, the Stinky Kid.
I could be completely
he didn't have a name.
Okay. Wasn't there someone in the series that actually had a stinky hand and that was his way of fighting?
Bacterian!
Okay.
The ultimate bad guy.
I knew I wasn't making that up in my head. There's no way.
The trauma of Bacterian rubbing his junk and using his stinky finger technique. Oh, I miss this. So Goku and the gang are back, and they're going up this really cool escalator to get to the Dome Bubble Amusement Park in the sky thing. I really like this escalator. It's winding and it spirals up the tower, and it's in a glass tube, which means that we can see Haski and her goons following them from behind, but they're stupidly close.
Yeah.
They're talking about their evil plans, and Goku and friends just are within earshot easily. Do you remember in the first arc where Yamcha was a thief and was trailing on Goku and friends while they were driving through the desert, and they're just 2 car lengths behind?
Yeah,
it's exactly like that.
I remember that. It's almost like those old school video games where you gotta tail someone in the car. I think
you gotta keep your line of sight.
Yeah, like a line of sight.
The meter was going down too much, so they had to get closer. They all get forcibly ejected from the escalator after being rushed through like a fucking Willy Wonka tunnel of drugs, where Goku just kind of waltzes past the ticket counter lady because Goku doesn't know what tickets are.
Mm-mm.
She's like, tickets please. And he goes, my name's not Tickets, it's Goku. Later.
her jaw just drops after that too.
It's so good. It's so.
And he just goes through. No ticket paid for. At least
I'm sure Bulma or Yamcha has tickets, and
oh yeah,
that's how they get in.
And that's just the type of humor that I did miss from this series.
Where... Goku is dumb as a bag of rocks.
Oh yeah, I still remember when Goku and Krillin was training with Master Roshi. He pulls out that rock. He's
gonna eat that rock.
And Master Roshi just has a silent pause like I did earlier. He's like, "What? No, Goku." Oh my god.
Oh, and there's so many more like things like that. So
it's almost like that's the whole shtick and I love it when it comes to Goku just being that innocent kid too.
innocent kid and caveman.
Yeah.
So the Goons and Hasky realize that they need tickets, but they're broke. So Hasky shows off her skills by stealing 3 tickets from patrons who haven't gotten inside yet, and they don't even notice. Like she just kind of walks up and she like gets in front of somebody and like just shoves her hand in their pocket, like looking them in the eye. They say that Hasky could steal the paint job off of a car and that she won't have any trouble grabbing those balls. The show is out of control with all these ball grabbings. So the amusement park, which is called Dreamland, which is not important, but I just wanted to point it out. One of the attractions is just big jester balls that you balance on. That sounds like a safety hazard. Can you imagine Disney World letting in like the dumbest motherfuckers alive, and then you have to balance on the balls for fun? Someone's falling off, cracking their skull open.
It. I can imagine it. It's just the difference is you would probably have to wait like 2 hours just to do that.
So not only like someone falls off, there's blood all over the ground. They got to clean it up because the magic of Disney World. But they just all right, back on the balls. The next thing that happens, I'm not entirely sure what Hasky's plan is. She lobs a walnut at the side of the dome and it makes it bounce off and almost hit Goku in the head. But he catches it out of the sky without even looking.
I don't understand why I had to bounce off the dome.
Is the implication that she threw it so hard that it would have killed him?
No, I think it was just, I don't know. I feel like
Hasky has a gun. I mean, it wouldn't work, but she has one.
I guess it's just one of those why not moments. If she could do it, she would do it.
She's also in a public setting. If you fire off a gun in a public setting, it's going to get noticed. She wanted the element of surprise. But then, like, after Goku catches it, she's like, this will be easier than I thought. What did you think? What do you mean? She doesn't seem like all that concerned about Goku's strength because she's got brains, and she tells her goons to enact Plan Ball Snatch on Goku. You can't be doing that! I mean, come on!
It's only just the beginning, too.
This episode in particular went fucking nuts, and I mean that in every possible way. Meanwhile, Yamcha's moping about and worrying about Bulma, and Oolong says, if you love someone, you gotta let him go. I mean, back in my day, if I love someone, I'd just kidnap him.
I actually had to pause.
A moment of clarity from Oolong.
And I had to think back. I was like, wait, didn't he already do something like that?
He did.
He did.
But I think that the show and we have glossed over one tiny little detail about all of that. And it's not that Oolong, he got bonked on the head once by Goku and, like that was his punishment. He has to go along and help find the rest of the Dragon Balls, whatever. He was kidnapping children. We're just going to ignore that fact.
Oh my god.
What the hell is going on in this episode? The boys hear a woman scream for help, and they happen upon Hasky's goons, quote-unquote, attacking a woman in a veil, which is very clearly Hasky in disguise. We know that. The boys don't. The boys are dumb. I think Yamcha's getting over his fear of women because he comes to her aid without any trouble. But then when she starts laying on the charm, then he starts going like, oh, jeez, girl.
Oh my god. I totally forgot. He had a weakness to girls.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that.
It's because he's been around Bulma for so long that you forget. But when he first met Bulma, he was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
You're going to have to remind me, why were they fighting to begin with when this episode started? I don't remember the episode before.
It was very short at the end of the last episode. Bulma got all upset because Yamcha had a bunch of fangirls after his display in the tournament in his martial arts skills.
Mm.
So he had all these people starting to fawn over him, and he doesn't have any control over that. They just like go to their house and be like, "Oh wow, Yamcha, you're so great. We love you, Yamcha." And then Bulma's like, "God fucking damn it, Yamcha, you fucking suck." And I'm like, I mean, Yamcha's not the best dude, but like, come on. Cut him some slack.
He's trying his best, at least from what I see so far. See what they did to him earlier. What Goku did.
So yeah, Goku and the boys, they come to her aid, and there's like this suspicious musical sting as Goku gets real close to Husky and is like, "Hey, don't move." Like he's onto her scheme. But then he points to a mole on her forehead and goes, "She's got a booger on her forehead." Puar tells him to apologize, and he apologizes to the mole, not to Husky. Oh my god, he's so fucking dumb.
It's funny because I'm never ready for these, even though it's so simple.
And like it happens almost every episode.
Mm-hmm.
Shenanigans every single episode. They show off a couple of different, more like establishing shots of what did I call this place?
You talking about the amusement park?
Yeah, the amusement park. But it's just like
I thought it was like Dreamland or something.
Dreamland. Yes.
Yeah.
But they show off this one ride. Coolest fucking ride I've ever seen. I want to go on it right fucking now. A Ferris wheel without the wheel. Just a bunch of pods floating around in a circular shape. Holy fucking shit. It's one of those things where it's just like, oh, it's a simple idea and like it's less to animate, but like that's like the perfect future ride, you know?
I would say it's a good way to show something old that's pretty innovative, I guess.
Like you immediately know that it's a Ferris wheel, but like
yeah,
this is Future City.
I don't know. I'm just thinking to. I can't ride Ferris wheels. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
And not because I'm scared of heights, but because I get motion sickness even from that.
Oh, from the swaying as it moves around.
Yeah.
Ah.
And I think it's worse because I'm like in a cage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if I would like it with or without the wheel.
Well, it seemed like everything was pretty stable as it was looping around. I like that we are taking a detour to talk about this fake ride that shows up for like 2 seconds in an episode.
It's an amusement park. I actually just came back from Disneyland not too long ago. That was also part of the trip.
Oh yeah?
That's why I told you it might be a 2-hour wait to go on those clown balls or just the balls. Those lines are no joke.
That's why you get the fast pass. But then everyone gets the fast pass. Then what happens?
The thing is, like, I didn't even get to go into the big park. Apparently, there was a smaller park.
They have the auxiliary park.
Yeah.
We're at capacity. Open up the shitty park.
So I am gonna go back one day to make up for it. But anyway,
just try to get into the main park itself.
Oh yeah, I'll be happy enough of that.
All right.
Was there another ride after the Ferris wheel?
I guess I didn't notice anyone. Or not one. Like, I was so enamored by this Ferris wheel thing. I took like 4 notes on it and then I moved on.
Oh.
My next note has the establishing shot is the Taj Mahal looking place. That's where Husky's doing a fortune telling bit. And she offers to read Goku's fortune by telling him to empty his mind of all thoughts, which should not be hard because it's Goku we're talking about. And can I just say, I was so happy for the setup for this next bit. Like, they knocked this sequence out of the park. She says, "You have something very precious to you, hidden in your clothes. Yes, you have 2 balls. Will you show them to me?" Which is a funny read in and of itself. I get that. But it gets even better because Goku agrees to show her and pulls down his fucking pants and just brazenly puts his cock and balls on full display. We did it, boys! Another official Dragon Ball ball joke. It was so good. It was so clean that they had to cut to the commercial break.
there was the part where before he even pulled down his pants, did you see the hands that Haskins was making to
Oh,
reach his
she's doing the little gyrating fingers thing. It's all smooth. Ooh. She's cupping. She is cupping.
She was about to fushigi that shit.
That's what a Dragon Ball feels like. It feels like a fushigi ball. Great. Now I feel like, have you ever seen Labyrinth with David Bowie?
I don't think I have, no.
He's fushigiing the shit out of some balls like that.
Let me look it up real quick. Oh, I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about because it's the only thing you see on Google Images.
You type in Google David Bowie Labyrinth, and there he is fushigiing them balls. Oh wow! When we come back from the commercial, they made another killer joke where Goku's like, "Thanks for the reading. You knew all about me," and Oolong says, "Not all about you, kid. Just your private parts." Oh, Yamcha corrects him, and Goku's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot I had those." Like the actual Dragon Balls. He's like, "Oh yeah, oops." So Haski's plan is to turn out the lights and swap Goku's Dragon Balls with some fakes with her sleight of hand technique. But her goons cause a ruckus, prompting Goku to give chase, and Yamcha holds on to Goku's balls. Just gonna put that one out there. No other notes. Yamcha's got the balls, which plays into Haski's hand nicely because she knows how bashful he is around girls and starts being nice to him. Then we cut out to find Bulma, and she's having this moment of introspection. She's like, being mad at Yamcha kind of sucks. Like, he can't help if some silly girls like him. And good on Bulma. Like, we'll see how long that this lasts before she sees Haski, groping up on him. So Haski tries to kiss Yamcha, and he starts screaming, prompting Bulma to investigate. And also, when Yamcha said, "Don't be scared, you'll be fine," do you think he was talking to Haski? Or was he talking to himself?
It had to be on the end. There's nothing that showed me Haski was scared of anything in this episode.
So he's like, "Okay, Yamcha, you can do this."
Like, would you imagine if Bulma was there earlier and she was about to reach for the Dragon Balls?
Bulma would not have let this charlatan even attempt to ask the question. Bulma is too smart for any of this. Haski's plan is only going as far as it is because Goku and the boys are fucking stupid. In Yamcha's panic, he accidentally stumbles over a pot containing an actual fortune teller, and the jig is up, so Haski attacks with a sword. And in the flurry of attacks, Bulma gets a peek of what appears to be Yamcha being embraced by Haski, where she vows to kill Yamcha. So that lasted, I counted, 1 whole minute and 12 seconds. Bulma says that it's over between them, and Donkey Kong throws a crate and crushes Yamcha over the fucking skull with it. And then she storms off. How strong do you think Bulma is?
That's what I was about to ask, because I've never seen her lift anything.
I bet she's got potential, but she doesn't have like the discipline.
I think, yeah, that's a good way to put it, because maybe she just hasn't been able to show her potential because Goku's always around.
She does kind of go like, well, things are getting hairy. Goku, go take care of it. Mm-hmm. Since Yamcha is indisposed, Haski ties him up and calls him a chump in a way that I was a big fan of. She calls everyone chumps. She's like, "My name's Haski, and you're a chump." She informs Yamcha that she's rigged the whole park to explode with a bomb in the palm of a statue at the center of the park. Now, random thought, but wouldn't all towers or pillars be super susceptible to explosives at the base? Let gravity take care of the rest. Not that I need to be on some sort of government watch list or anything, but that's just where my brain went first.
Maybe, I'm not gonna lie, maybe Haski already forgot they're on top of a giant tower, because I just did. To ask that question.
Dreamland is, yes, on top of a giant tower. It's a big pillar. Maybe the bomb's big enough to just sort of like blow up the top of the tower and, make a nice getaway. I don't know.
Maybe it's just to blow the dome so that she can just get out
Hmm.
when she's what would you call those vehicles that they ride in that flies?
Hover cars.
Hover cars? Yeah.
C'est
But
possible.
what the fuck did you say to me?
What the fuck you speaking Chinese to me, boy?
That's the only thing I can see why she would even consider an explosive. But even if she did, like, why not just put it on the actual dome itself? And
Be done with it. I don't know.
yeah, uh, and wasn't there a scene where there's an actual hole at the peak of the dome?
I thought that there was a hole at the very tip top. Man, Heskey's plan is full of holes. However, you want some dragon math?
Let's hear it.
Haskey is getting paid 1 million zenny for the Dragon Balls, and 1 million more to kill Goku. That means that it's 4 times as much as the payout for the World Martial Arts Tournament, which we've established can feed Goku once. So Haskey can afford to feed Goku 4 times.
That's still not much.
That's still not much. Goku returns after beating up all the goons, and Yamcha lays it all out for him, so he hops on the Nimbus and gives chase after Haskey in her hover car. And Haskey pulls her gun, and it doesn't shoot bullets. It shoots pink energy beams, like it was a G.I. Joe episode. Have we seen laser guns in Dragon Ball before? I don't think we have.
I
We've
can't
seen like
say,
regular guns.
like regular gun shapes. I just don't remember what they shoot.
They shoot bullets.
I'm
Remember in the
sure
first
they
episode
did.
where Bulma pulls out a fucking Uzi and
Oh, on a child?
yeah, that's
Yeah, I
Bulma's establishing character moment where she shoots Goku in the head.
remember.
Haskey and Goku chase each other into the city, and they pass a woman carrying a book. And did you see the title of that book?
I did not, actually. Did I miss that?
It
I
was
must have missed
called Book.
that. Okay, never mind. Maybe
It was not that important. We keep getting intercut shots of the timer going down like it's an episode of 24. And wouldn't it be funny if that show got the idea from this episode? Haskey informs Goku that his friends are going to blow up, and that's just the way the ball bounces. But Goku doesn't understand what a metaphor is, prompting Haskey to laugh so much that she crashes her jet car into a building.
it was a pretty good line. I do like that line. It was pretty clown of her to just fly right into a building. You know,
Just you take your eyes off the road for 1 second, and then a building jumps out at you.
what's even crazier is what Goku did after, which is throwing his spear.
The power pole. He throws the
Yeah,
power pole.
powerful at okay, maybe not at Haskey,
He
but
threads the needle
gap
on it.
between her and her belt.
And she like that's like high up in a skyscraper that she's dangling there.
hmm
Absolute like pinpoint accuracy. Like to hit through the side of a building like that. It's got to be a pretty strong throw. So for Goku to throw, slip it through the belt and pin her to the wall. Like if she was just like an inch off, that was going through her like skeleton. Like there's no getting around it. The timer's still going down, and Goku catches the detonator, and the last thing that we see is him biting it with his teeth. The bomb doesn't go off. Are we supposed to imply that he ate it? The next time we see Goku, he's just talking to Haskey. So I think he ate it.
I don't know. I should I even pull up the episode. Did he? I don't know if he like just deactivated it with his teeth.
It just shows him like he's holding it in his mouth, he's chewing on it, he's going, and then the timer counts all the way down, and then nothing happens. And then it cuts to, Goku up next to Haskey going like, give me those balls. And she's like, fuck off, kid.
You're right. It's just him chewing on it, and then it pans out from Dreamland.
This episode unlocks a tickling fetish in the American youth, and that's how Goku gets his balls back. He tickles her so much that she drops the balls, and Goku's got his balls back. The gang goes back to Capsule Corp, and we find Bulma there, who hits Yamcha with a real hard slap and she says that she's going to go with Goku to find the rest of the Dragon Balls. She wants a man who won't lie or cheat or have a fan club. She's wrong for this, of course, but hey, we have Bulma back in our rotating RPG party, and that's where this episode ends off. Which leads us to the next episode, which is episode 46, Bulma's Bad Day. During the opening, after the narrator catches us up, you hear this little kid say, "Daddy, did you see that boy on the cloud?" And the dad says, "No, but I see one that kind of looks like an alligator."
I actually tried looking for the alligator. There wasn't a single one.
You just don't have the imagination that this father shares with his child.
Or the eyes the child has actually works. But it's just like, it's the clips like those that I just enjoy. Just the simple WTF moments, like, what are you talking about?
Makes me wonder if like they just had some dead air to fill, or if there was a line like in the original script in the Japanese, or if like the guys at Funimation were just like, let's just fill this shot with one line. We can get a joke in here. Bulma complains that the Nimbus is too slow, and Goku's like, "All right, Nimbus, crank up the juice," and they blast off. And maybe Bulma should keep her mouth shut on these things.
I honestly, I don't know how I would feel. If you can handle the speed, I think I would have told Goku to go fast from the start, wouldn't you?
I think
They sounded
Bulma.
like they were flying for like, I don't know, 3-4 hours. That's still kind of long in my opinion. Just taking a wild number out there.
Yep. I think the thing that we need to understand is Bulma often bites off more than she can chew. And this is just an example of that. We cut back to the Red Ribbon base, and we see that feral cat thing that you hate. And they say that Goku's heading straight for one of their top secret bases. And General Red gets real upset, and he accidentally smushes that cat's head, who bites him so hard that it's enough to draw blood. And then it licks up the blood, because it's evil, and it's ready to kill.
Or maybe it just felt bad. I don't know.
It's like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bite you that hard. Ooh, but then we get introduced to General Blue. He's a very pretty boy type blonde who's obsessed with his appearance. And he's got the most militaristic look to him so far, with this, like beige uniform and blue armband instead of a red one. And this is just a little bit of tidbit here, kind of revealing more than maybe I should. But Colonel Silver, General White, you remember those guys?
Oh, yeah.
They don't show up in like the fighting games. And I've seen General Blue in at least one. I think it was Budokai Tenkaichi 3. The point is, he's playable, unlike the others.
Was he good?
Balance back in those days probably wasn't a big concern. They were more about the spectacle of playing as all those characters.
I could definitely understand that, too. I was just curious. Imagine him going toe-to-toe with...
like, Super Saiyan 4 Goku.
Yeah, basically. Especially with that power move he pulls later.
He's got several moves. Like, if you went back and you made a new game, kind of like Dragon Ball Fighters, and you just poured all the love and everything into it, and you wanted to have as many references as possible, I could come up with like 3 different special moves, like super moves, that General Blue could do in like this one episode alone.
I think one of them is about to come up that I would say could be one of...
Yes, it's like my next line, my next note. Much like Colonel Silver, Blue runs a very tight ship and demands perfection. He doesn't care that the radar isn't very good or that his men are all tired. He even orders a man to be fucking executed for picking his nose. You hear the gunshot after he's pulled out of the radar room. That's one of his moves. It's a command grab. He pulls you off the side of the screen and you just hear a gunshot.
Oh, man.
Were you prepared for the ruthless brutality of General Blue?
It was... He had a pretty strong impression right away. Arrest that man!
Oh god, he's picking his nose. I think he says like, no, I wasn't, sir. What do you mean you weren't? The evidence is right there on your finger.
Arrest that man. Execute him.
Once the killing is done, he orders another goon, who I'm going to call Cajun Gator, to delouse his station, because obviously people who pick their noses are filthy enough to have lice.
I want to roll back a little bit before the execution.
Sure.
But did you hear the line? It was just a simple line that just caught me off guard even before the execution, because it kind of built up to it as he was the tiger.
No.
Is explaining to the general, right?
Mm-hmm.
About how they're talking about the technology of the Dragon Radar. As they're coming into their own, it's like, yeah, but our Dragon Radar stinks. I just assume everyone had the best Dragon Radar.
Well, Bulma created her Dragon Radar, and then Mai created Pilaf's Dragon Radar, and that one was pretty good. Like, do you remember when they were testing it out and Pilaf was talking about like, oh, and it says that it's 10 steps to the north or whatever, and then Shu was walking around, he's like, oh, here it is, sire, it's the one you already had.
Oh man.
And then Pilaf got all pissed off because like, of course I already have that one.
Man, I miss those guys. Mai and Shu.
I got some good news for you.
What's that?
They stay in the show.
Oh, okay. Probably one of my favorite like duo right there.
Mai and Shu are really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like pretty much only the Red Ribbon Army has a really shitty one, but they all seem to be proprietary. Whoever makes them can find them. All of Blue's men seem pretty afraid of him, as they all bend over backwards to never disagree with Blue, and Blue himself seems pretty confident in his abilities against Goku. While flying over the ocean, Goku complains about his chest getting sweaty, which means Bulma's just in the thick of that, and that is gross. This is where the big manta rays jump out, and Goku thinks that they're birds. And they are like the size of an SUV, and they are like jumping like dolphins. I don't think mantas do that or get that big.
I think they can get pretty big. I don't know. We could do a quick Google search, but I'm pretty sure they can't jump like dolphins.
They were like, you know, flying fish, like going over the surface of the water. It was just a nice little like, the ecology of the Dragon Ball world. We know that there's various critters, and this is one of them. Giant fucking SUV-sized manta rays.
I don't know if this picture is real, but here you go.
I refuse to believe that that's real.
So yeah, I guess they're they can get pretty big. You know, knowing that they can get pretty big, I like them a lot. That's pretty cool.
Mantas are really cool. I will give them that.
Yeah.
Bulma tells Goku that they've found the ball's location and it's underwater. Considering how much of the Earth is water, I feel like this should happen a lot more often than not.
I honestly thought so too.
It's like, wait, shouldn't that like?
And then it made me wonder if every time like you made a wish, right, and the balls get dispersed, is it random? Or does the dragon get to pick where they go?
He's like, okay, these fucking guys, they're never gonna find it here.
Or maybe they will, and it's just a pain in the ass.
So they decide that they need a place to set up, and they travel to an island. And wouldn't you know it, that's where the Red Ribbon Army is holed up too. Goku's like, I'll go get the ball real quick, but Bulma is really intent on inserting herself into these situations now, and she demands to come along too, even though things are much more dangerous this time around. And Goku correctly assumes that she'll just get in the way like she did last time. She claims that she'll use one of her dino caps and have a submarine transform out of it. And she opens up her case to reveal that she has one cap, which is not what she was expecting. And apparently, Bulma and her dad got her capsules mixed up. And since Dr. Brief is a player and a Chad, he doesn't need other capsules. I mean, really, what kind of capsules does this guy even need? He's always on his bike. Maybe he's got another pack of cigs? But Bulma seems hesitant to use the capsule. And Goku wonders if there's anything of use inside, so they give it a toss, and motherfucker, the man knows what he's about. He's got his whole damn Playboy stash in there. His only capsule is filled with porn.
I honestly thought it would be something cooler, but still useless. Regardless, the capsule did not help at all in the situation. I
Nothing.
thought I thought it was gonna be a chair. I thought it was gonna be like
Nice cold brewski.
yeah, something like that.
If he had opened it up and a fridge had popped out and Goku's like, "Oh wow, perfect! I'm starving," and he opens it up and it's just beer. It's just beer fridge.
That sounds pretty nice, actually.
So
those dino capsules look pretty sick.
I know that I asked you if you noticed what the book was in the last episode, but did you notice the subscriptions that Dr. Brief has to these well-written magazines?
I did not. I think I was too focused on Goku at the time.
Oh yes, you were focused on Goku.
Yeah, because I think I don't want to go too far.
I definitely have the notes.
Okay.
The subscriptions that Dr. Brief has are for and sukube, which means
I
to
did say
express
that.
sexual interest reserved for horny old dudes.
Okay, I did notice the name. I didn't know how to read it. I kind of just ignored it like I was Goku.
And here's my note on it. Goku having the best read of the episode when he opens up the magazine and goes, "Gosh, how sad. These girls must be poor. They can't afford any clothes."
Oh, that's the only thing I got out from that scene. I'm not surprised another dude has more porn collection. I'm not surprised that Bulma has the wrong dino. I'm just surprised on how much sympathy Goku has for other people he's never met.
Yep. Bulma declares that all men are animals with no decency, and Goku's just like, well, okay, you go do that. I'm gonna go get the Dragon Ball later. So Goku gets naked, as he does.
I'm surprised for some reason. I'm surprised he did get naked. I thought he was actually just gonna go as is.
No, Goku's a free spirit.
Yeah.
Given the opportunity, he will strip down. So he dives in the ocean, and Bulma's left alone on the beach. Bulma immediately gets bored and makes the mental connection that, hey, she saw a boat. If there's a boat, there's people. And if there's people, there's shopping. I guess. Goku swims down as deep as he can, but even Goku has to breathe, so he has to turn back to the surface. And he's like, you never get the feeling that Goku's ever in trouble, for the most part. They make it look like, oh, he might not actually make it this time. Like he's never had to like hold his breath this long, and he's just like, what the fuck?
Other than having to watch Kid Goku swim butt naked in the ocean, the scene was pretty cool. Like
the underwater environment is serene.
The underwater environment. He's doing what is that swimming called that he's doing?
The breaststroke.
Yeah. Like it was pretty cool to watch because I don't often get to see Goku swim, let alone that much water seen in the series.
Mm-hmm.
I actually overestimated Goku. I thought this was actually just gonna be a dip. Quick 5-minute, go grab the Dragon Ball.
5-minute adventure, in and out.
Yeah.
Take your pants off.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he thought too.
Yeah. I was on the same boat until he started,
violently choking,
which I can relate to because I'm sure you've played some Sonic, right?
Oh yeah. It was a very like the timer is counting down and the music is playing where it's like dun 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 dun.
I've never had so much anxiety playing a video game as a kid.
He makes it up to the surface right before he loses that life. Bulma thinks that if there's a resort here, there might be a store to sell boat dino caps or a submarine one, which is slightly more logical, and I can see where she's getting at. Like, if she saw the people, could be a resort, and if that's the case, then she's got money to throw around. It'll be fine. Bulma finds a little lizard dude. Big fan of this little lizard dude. He adds nothing to the episode.
It did add something for me because it reminded me that there's dinosaurs in this universe.
I, all right, yeah. Yep.
I
You could see him as a dinosaur. Yep.
It reminded me of the T-Rex, if I recall if there was one
Oh,
somewhere.
there is.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs exist in Dragon Ball world. One of the first things that Goku fights is that big pterodactyl.
And if that lizard wouldn't have showed up in that episode, I would have completely forgotten until the next kaiju showed up.
That is true. We don't have any more dinosaurs showing up for a little bit. We've got some other stuff that show up, but dinosaurs are on the back burner. Bulma can't find any hint of civilization until a pair of hovercraft helicopters, roll up on her and unload their guns into her immediately. Props to Bulma, though. She can outrun machine gun fire.
Oh yeah, she was hauling ass because it is not easy to be running like that. And that's why when you asked the question from the last episode about like how strong she could be from throwing that crate,
Yeah.
like this episode could show that she could run too.
Just that was part of like Roshi's initiation test, essentially. Remember how fast can you run?
Yeah. It's funny too because during that scene, I wasn't used to seeing Bulma running, so I just imagined Goku running instead, and it would have been a breeze with his arms like out to the side.
Yeah, he's doing the airplane thing.
Yeah, the airplane thing with like his tail out, just running.
Mm-hmm.
Like he would have been gone.
Bulma's running at like, I don't know, 4 frames. Like she is just like click, 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 click. The hovercopters land to cut her off, and I realized how slick these designs are. It's one of those things that Akira Toriyama was insanely good at mechanical designs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anytime that there's like, oh, here's a motorcycle, here's a helicopter, here's whatever. Like, it's just one of those. It's a classic Toriyama design.
Yeah, I'm actually been meaning to try to get a model kit of Bulma and
With her motorcycle?
with her motorcycle. I
Pretty
haven't
good.
gotten it yet, but eventually I will because it's pretty sick.
So these goons land, and it's another one of those big dude, scrawny dude duos like the rabbits from a long time ago.
Yeah, the number 10.
Except for these guys are like a doofus. Instead of sounding like a doofus and a snob, these guys are like, oh, I'm a tough guy. And then I'm an Australian from Dragon Ball Australia. Bulma's mad at them for shooting at her by mistake, and they claim that it's part of their job as soldiers and military studs. Bulma plays it off cool because she doesn't drop that she's looking for Dragon Balls and only wants a submarine to sightsee. And the goons, well, they're up to no good. Meanwhile,
something else.
We'll get to it. Meanwhile, Goku's back looking for Bulma when the Nimbus just straight up flies into a tree. And I like that Goku is struggling a bit. Like, he's caught in this tree and all the vines and everything. He's struggling. And he's like, oh, this is a fruit tree. Bitchin', time to eat. And he just starts chomping down. And then we cut back to Bulma immediately. So I'm so glad that we have that Goku scene where nothing got accomplished. The goons are like, hey, you're under arrest for being too pretty. And Bulma's falling for it because of course she would. At this time, I'd like to remind everyone that Bulma's like 16 around this point, which is just an estimation by Dragon Math. But then like she straight up tells him that she's 16, and I did my Dragon Math for nothing. And it's all because they're total creeps, and they're like, yeah, we want to have some fun, and not the good kind of fun. They're creeping a lot.
Yeah, probably like Husky blowing up, an amusement park.
That's just a little bit of terrorism. Who cares?
Oh, yeah. But this one was like
feels
ooh.
dirty.
Yeah. Like where's Goku?
You know what I was thinking?
What?
I'm like, this feels so dirty. I need to clean up. I need something a little more wholesome. Where is Master Roshi? So the two goons jump her as she backs up to a cliff, But then Bulma busts out her secret technique, pocket sand, and she blinds them so she can make an escape.
A whole fistful.
A whole fistful of pocket sand.
Yeah.
This Looney Tunes ass sequence of the goons stumbling down the cliff and then using their momentum to scamper up to the opposite side of the ravine happens. Like, you forget how cartoony Dragon Ball can get when you compare it to, like, you know, Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super. But, like, it was literally just legit a comedy back in the day. It doesn't slow them down because they're right back in their hovercopters and they're chasing her down. And thankfully, Goku can hear them after his little snack and tracks him down. And my man, he hears Bulma screaming and he goes, "Oh, she's in a bad mood. Great." Like, even innocent Goku is sick of Bulma's shit. Like, he said, "This is going to be dangerous. You probably shouldn't be here." She had to come along. She had to, insert herself.
Yeah, just couldn't wait at the beach.
Couldn't wait at the beach. Goku flies past the Australian dude and he's like, "It's the boy." And, like, a photo of Goku flashes on screen a few times, just so you know.
A flashback of a picture.
It's like,
it wasn't like,
what? It's him.
Yeah, it wasn't like one of those, subtle scenes where it kind of shows that they remember. No, he was actually having a flashback.
He was having, like,
of Goku.
PTSD flashbacks. Like, it flashed violently on the screen, like, 12 times.
And, like, this is their first time meeting.
Yes. You can tell that, like, they only know about him through the picture because, like, the general circulated the picture.
Can you have a parasocial relationship with someone through a picture?
I'm sure plenty of people do, and that's why people make money on OnlyFans.
Oh.
So the goons shoot at Goku, only for Goku to dodge and declare that only scaredy cats use guns. You hear that? Hunters, military guys, all gun owners. Goku's calling you out for being a wuss. Be a real man. Fight with your fists. Goku kicks through the windshield of one of the hovercopters and hits a dude right in the fucking face. It is the best drop kick that we've seen so far.
Probably my favorite one so far, too.
And, just want to point that one out, Goku doing a drop kick as, like, an opener is something that will continue as the series goes on, to the point where, like, I want to say in Dragon Ball FighterZ, that's, like, his vanish move.
Wow. I dig that.
Like, he'll vanish and then he'll do a drop kick to the person's face and knock him to the other side of the screen. Or it's part of his, like, auto combo or something. It's a sick move. I fucking love his drop kick. He uses the power pole to sword slice through the other hovercopter and forces them both to crash. Those two goons are fucking dead. And that was a smoldering explosion that they landed in. Goku flashes the peace sign and says, "Yeah, peace." I don't think Goku knows what peace is.
I think, depending on perspective, it's peace after he killed them.
Only after fighting can we have true peace.
That's what I got out of it.
Okay, so he blew him up and he's like, "Now it's peaceful."
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Cajun Gator detects that the two machines just vanished, letting General Blue know that Goku is on the island. In a bit of brilliance, Goku has the greatest idea ever. They need some dino caps? Well, Master Roshi's island isn't far away. Bulma is grossed out by the thought and calls him an old coot. Suddenly, we have a Family Guy cutaway gag to Roshi's island where he has a sneezing fit while fishing off of Turtle's back and goes, "Oh boy, there must be a pretty lady nearby. That's the only time I sneeze like that."
So fitting of him. Oh.
He's got the bloodhound snout. He's like, oh, is that a pretty lady? Bulma really doesn't want to go see Master Roshi, but Goku reminds her that she wants the balls. The Dragon Balls. So off they fly, which ends the episode. And it brings us to episode 47, Kame House Found. Goku and Bulma are on their way to Roshi's personal pleasure palace. His Jack Shack. his masturbation station. And I don't know why Bulma's so nonplussed about going. That sounds like a great time. We make a stop off back at the Red Ribbon Command Post where they cart off the corpses that Goku totally murked. And there's two things wrong with that scene. One, they try to play off that Goku only wounded them. But no, Goku totally murdered those dudes, just like he did with Ninja Murasaki. Those dudes died in a fiery car crash, and you can't tell me otherwise.
if the guy who got executed is never to show up again, I'm pretty sure those guys are dead too.
They should be.
Because if that doesn't confirm that people die in this series, I don't know what will.
The second thing was, I assume to cut costs, they recycled the animation of the recon team hauling both bodies out. But they totally brought back two white guys. One of those dudes was most certainly black the last time I checked. Did Goku blow up the blackness out of him? Can he do that?
Oh my goodness.
They reveal to General Blue that Goku is traveling with a woman, and Blue threatens to kill his own dudes in order to get answers within 2 hours. This method must have good results, because he's on a bit of a murder spree. How does he keep getting dudes?
Just stay out of Goku's way. That's all you have to do.
Blue does that pretty boy thing of picking up a rose, and him holding a rose just looks right. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, it completes the ensemble. We cut back to the Kame house, the Cum house, and Turtle is cutting grass by hand. He's got little scythes and his little turt flippers, and he's just hacking away. It's oddly charming and like world building in a way that I don't think that we know that we needed. He's got a small lawn. Of course he's going to maintain it, but the turtle's maintaining it with tools.
I don't know. I watched the episode after I came home from work,
and
all I thought was only in Dragon Ball.
Only in Dragon Ball.
And only at the Kame house.
Master Roshi and his personal manservant Turtle does all the work for him.
Did you see how he was Turtle was holding those sickles?
He had him in his little flippers.
Yeah, but like there's only so much the flippers can bend to hold something. Do you know what I'm getting at? I could have sworn I saw something like thumbs.
he gripped it with his non-existent thumbs. I do think that you're right. I think that they drew like, I don't know, little nubs for him to like hold it with thumbs.
I'm going to take a snippet of it right now.
You gotta show me. I'll put it on screen. Look at that fucking thumb! Look at that fucking thumb! How'd he do that?
Like,
he's a freak. He's a freak.
Sure. A turtle cutting the lawn with a sickle. That can work. That's the Kame house. Anything can happen at the Kame house. But turtle holding the sickle.
If it was in his mouth, you wouldn't think anything of it. But because he's got two in his hands,
it's how he's grabbing it. Because in a cartoon, I expected them to just fold his flippers to hold it. They gave him thumbs.
Just put a little wedge in there.
Can't believe I'm going to search this up.
Search what? Do turtles have thumbs?
Yes. Do turtles have... No,
sea
turtles do not have opposable thumbs.
Well, they don't have opposable thumbs. Do they have a little notch maybe they could... Could a turtle hold a sickle?
No.
Well, maybe they just haven't been applying themselves. Or maybe Roshi trains his turtle.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Confirmation.
Wait, what if he's not a turtle? What if he's a tortoise?
He's got flippers.
Sea turtles don't have claws. He's a sea turtle. He's a turtle.
He's got to be a sea turtle.
He's got to be a sea turtle. Because I'm pretty sure tortoises, they don't swim.
No, tortoises have no... So there's... I can't believe I'm doing this right now. There's tortoises, which are land. There's turtles, which are water. And then there's terrapins, which go between the two. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles should actually be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Tortoises. Or, if you consider living in the sewer as being semi-aquatic, then they can be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Terrapins. This is what we're doing.
Well, I mean, one can hold nunchucks and one can hold a giant stick.
And the one that can't are turtles.
I was gonna say the one that can't is holding a sickle.
I can't wait for the next reboot of the Ninja Turtles. You got Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Turtle from Dragon Ball.
Oh man, I'm glad I was able to take a snippet of that. I feel like I have some solid evidence for something that did not matter.
You said, hold it. I have proof. Goku greets the turtle and says that he needs Roshi's help. And we cut inside to this dank, dark living room. The blinds are closed, and you know that he's just cranking that hog. Roshi's right up against that TV. The dog's got 4 empty VHS tapes laid out around him. He's got stamina for days. He's right in the smack dab middle of that goon sesh. And we know Roshi is a stallion of discerning tastes. He is watching this Baywatch-style girl in a bikini running in slow motion on the beach, and he is in full prospector mode. He is hooting and hollering like he has struck gold. Turtle calls for him, and he shouts back, "I'm busty! I'm busy!" I totally heard him say, "I'm bustin'," which, fair, he probably was. I'll give credit to the old man, though. He stops watching the video when he realizes Goku's here for him. So, in terms of things of importance, like, his Skinamax videos are real high up there, but maybe like 1% more, just a notch up there. Goku is slightly higher.
Yeah, he's willing to give him the time of day after some hustling and bustling. And then maybe when he's done, he's just gonna go back to what am I gonna say?
Go on.
Corking and jorking.
Corking and jorking it. Now that Goku's gone, I can start corking and jorking. Turtle, where's my lube?
Turtle, I know you could pick.
I know you can pick it up. I see you got thumbs.
Poor Turtle. What the hell does he see in it?
Turtle knows way too much about what goes on at the Kame house because there was that scene where Roshi gifts Goku the flying Nimbus and he tries to hop on it and he passes right through it. And Turtle's like, "It's because you've been having naughty thoughts again." Goku explains to Roshi that they need his help, and Bulma reveals herself, which Roshi is super interested in, and not just because Bulma's on his island. He likes her watch. Bulma asks for the submarine, and Roshi pretty easily says yes, but then it comes with a catch when he goes, "However," and he claims that he only wants the watch that Bulma has, which she seems to be all for. She's like, "Oh, you want this? Fine. Yeah, take it. Whatever. Bulma, I love you. You're great. You're super smart, but also you are super dumb. I could see what Master Roshi was wanting to use this for from a mile away, and so should you." Roshi says that Launch and Krillin took the submarine into town to do some shopping, and we get a quick clip of them buying some vegetables from a bear man. I'm a big fan of that bear man running the vegetable stall. We also cut to the Red Ribbon HQ, where Commander Red and Staff Officer Black are watching over things. Black assumes that Goku is working with somebody, and Red yells at him for wasting his time with guesses. And you get the hint that Officer Black does not like being treated like this. Tuck that one away for later. The Kame House gang are waiting around for Krillin and Launch to get back to the sub, but Roshi and Turtle seem to be thinking that, something bad's gotta be happening. And right on cue, we hear Launch sneeze and become Blonde Launch. And Blonde Launch is fucking pissed that this vegetable shop does not sell green onions, and she is taking it to this bear guy, Joyzy style.
I I can kind of relate.
What do you mean you ain't got no fucking green onions? The bear guy fucking
Okay,
throats
maybe
a radish. She chucks a radish at him, and you just go.
it wasn't like a quick cartoony gulp. You watch that thing go down.
It's time for the pill. Barnacles, I hate the pill.
It was who was it from SpongeBob who had the pill? Was it Mr. Krabs?
Mr. Krabs had to have the pill.
Oh man, that poor bear.
That poor bear. He's like,
Oh,
this came in one solid chunk. It's gonna come out in one solid chunk. Krillin tries to stop her by grabbing at her leg, but Launch lives up to her name and hurls him into the stratosphere like it's a real easy toss. He is just launched up there.
it's not like a throw where you kind of where you know where it's gonna land. No, Krillin just kept going and going.
He was just like,
stratosphere.
He was like, "Ah!" Always good to see a Launch rampage. We don't get to see that too often because she's usually at home. Goku and Bulma enjoy some island life for a bit. Goku is hurking ocean critters out of the water for Turtle into a bucket, and Bulma's catching some rays. But that's when Roshi appears and offers her another tall glass of water. Oh, Roshi, you dog. Topping Bulma off just like that, just so she can go to the bathroom and use that micro doodad, as he calls it. No, no, no. Also, when Goku's chucking out sea life, he finds a baby turtle who calls Turtle Daddy, and he immediately recognizes it as his son.
We had So we already got to the part where Roshi has like the size change you watch, right?
Yes, but he has not used it yet.
No.
He just keeps like piling on drinks to Bulma.
So when they asked for the submarine and they're like, "Wow, that was easy," and he asked for the watch, I was like, "Why does he need that watch?"
You know why he needs that.
I did not know. I did not know because I was like, "Why does he want to be taller? Will girls like him more if he's taller?" That was my first initial thought, and then the moment Bulma was on like, what do you call that?
The lounge chair.
The lounge chair, yeah. It hit me. I was like, no way. And then they distracted me. They ended that thought right away when the baby turtle said, "Daddy."
It's like, "Daddy." He's like, "Oh, my son."
And then I was like, "He's a dad?"
Yeah, with that information, you can tell one thing: Turtle fucks. He probably fucks more than Master Roshi, if we're gonna be honest. Bulma finally gets up to go to the bathroom, and an excited Roshi follows her into the house before shrinking down. The man is an animal. He is just going for it. He's like, "Oh, don't bust your shell, old boy." Don't bust it, Roshi. Since he's so small, Roshi can slip under the crack in the door of the bathroom, and it looks like he made it there just in time to see Bulma undress. But as it happens, the Turtle Hermit was just too slow and has missed his opportunity. He throws a fit and accidentally falls into the toilet just in time for Bulma to flush him down and completely miss him. My question to pose here has nothing to do with the scene that we just witnessed. My question is, do they have a septic tank on Roshi's island? Because he comes out of a sewer manhole.
Not. Yeah. Now, do you call that indoor plumbing or outdoor plumbing?
Roshi, you can be a real creep. He's a real creep. Plus, he comes out of there. He comes out of that sewer, and he thinks that he's real ripe.
I'd be honestly afraid of what would come through the pipes from the ocean.
I don't think it's going out to the ocean. I think that it's a contained tank in which I would say I would be very concerned what's coming out of Roshi.
Oh wait, no, you're right. I just assumed it would just went straight to the ocean. I remember he comes out of a manhole, doesn't he? Yeah.
And he is stinky. He is ripe. Eventually, Krillin and Launch return, and they are flying their submarine. And I mean, why not? If you could make your submarine fly, then make it so. I just wasn't really expecting that. Krillin calls Bulma Bloomer, and she gets real mad about it. But, like, Bloomer is her name in Japanese. Mm-hmm. So it makes me wonder what the original line was. Maybe it was something like, Hey, Bulma, did you just take a shit or something?
I actually didn't catch that at first. Do you think it was like a mistake or a reference?
I'm gonna guess that it was something that didn't translate well or wasn't part of their
Or
family-friendly branding.
or is bloomer an actual insult?
Well, bloomer is just another it's a type of
Like I know it's
underwear. Yeah.
yeah, like I know that's her name, but what if they just in the English dub they just straight up use it as an insult?
They probably didn't get most people aren't going to go like, "Oh, ha ha ha, Bulma is actually bloomer in Japanese." Um maybe he just called her some sort of like, "Hey, it's Goku and that other skank." Who can say? We get a short shot of one of General Blue's men trying to find the location of Goku's quote unquote base. And I think that it's funny that they think that this caveman is strategizing from a base of operations, like he's some sort of secret agent. Launch is putting away groceries when Roshi swooses in and he's like, "You've been working real hard lately. I think you deserve a nice hot shower." But
Oh,
Launch has been just so busy, she'll have to do it later. And I don't think we've ever seen Roshi more dejected and off of his game. Krillin is helping Bulma and Goku try to triangulate where the Dragon Ball could be. And it happens to coincide with some pirate treasure. Dragon Ball pirates.
I wasn't expecting this kind of history in this universe either.
It's
They,
a
if they
fully
have,
realized world.
yeah, if they have dinosaurs,
Why not pirates?
cat people. I remember there was a cat person in that.
There's all
market
sorts of
scene.
animal people.
Yeah, like the tiger. I was
There's a bear
part
guy.
part of me wanted to say Khajiits for some reason, but
Argonians. Cajun gator.
you get my point.
Mm.
Anything can really happen.
There's cyborgs and everything. It's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Roshi tells the story of the pirates, and it's pretty standard pirate stuff. It's probably better than One Piece. I don't know. I've never seen One Piece, but it's bound to be like this, right? One of the pirates straight up looks like Bacterian. Like they just
No
reused
way.
the design of Bacterian as one of the pirates.
I'm about to go look right now. Was it?
He was like the main guy.
Oh my god! It is him.
They just had the design sheet for Bacterian, like, throw a thing on him.
They had the molars, the beard. They even have his chest hair, if I recall. Oh my god! It is Bacterian, but with a pirate outfit on.
Somehow makes him look less stinky.
Well, because it makes sense, because he's a pirate.
You expect him to look like that.
Yeah. But then you go to a gathering, a tournament, where people kind of get together.
So he plays Super Smash Brothers. What of it? He's a smelly guy. He doesn't know what soap is.
Like, here's two different people here that I just sent you going to a tournament, going to a fight scene.
I'll put him on screen.
I am not too familiar with like other Dragon Ball series, other than like obviously my friends and family.
Mm.
But you can already tell the guy on the left just took in a shower. He's got some fresh clothes on. He's got some deodorant. This man's not here to play. The dude is on the right, Bacteria. The dude's playing on stage, literally.
Do I have to censor this picture? I feel like I have to censor this picture.
Wait. Okay. I was like, where's his pupils for Bacteria? Is he looking down or is his eyes rolled back?
He's looking down, but the idea of him like reaching in there and having like an Undertaker moment where they roll up and he's just like,
Your moment. So we can agree that he makes a lot of sense for being dirty if he was a pirate.
It would make more sense if he was a pirate and was
It
dirty.
would make so much more sense.
And pirates can be tricky. And that was his catchphrase.
Mm-hmm.
Krillin wants to join up in this pirate treasure expedition, and Master Roshi lets him go on the adventure too. But let's be real. You and I both know that he just wants to get Krillin out of the house so he can creep on launch with that shrinking watch.
So you can see it like a mile away.
Yeah.
But that's not what I got out of it. I got that Krillin is joining the team.
Krillin is joining the team.
He's partying up. He sounds excited. He sees his homie after a long time. You know, it's kind of like the feeling I get from Krillin when we meet up once in a while.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Just, he just kind of falls right back into it. He's like, yeah, let's go on a little adventure. Let's, team up. We know each other. We've got each other's backs. We'll be fine.
Until something hits, like some shit hits the fan.
Shit will hit the fan, and Krillin will have opinions about it. They start flying away from Roshi's, and Bulma realizes that she left her bag with the balls there. But Krillin's like, it's no big deal. Like, what kind of bad guy is going to come to Kame House? So anyway, the bad guys, the Red Ribbon dudes, are finding the flying sub, and they're going to track it back to the Kame House. The soldier who does some recon relays that Roshi, Launch, and Turtle are there. And General Blue assumes that Roshi is a scientist who created the Dragon Radar. Which, of course, is terribly prejudiced. Why doesn't he think that Turtle could have made the Dragon Radar?
He probably couldn't see his disposable thumbs.
He did have opposable thumbs, but, maybe the guy that saw it, was too far away to see the thumbs and making a lot of assumptions. But that ended our episode with like, they know where Kame House is. And if they know where Kame House is, they know where the 2 Dragon Balls are. Which leads us to our final episode this time around, episode 48, Deep Blue Sea. So Gokster and the gang are flying in one direction of the Dragon Ball, and Commander Red and Staff Officer Black are enjoying a game of chess. And it's very domestic. They get a report that the Dragon Balls were left on Roshi's island and make the assumption that Roshi is the scientist that created the Dragon Radar, and they order him captured. And I like how these fools just make the assumption that with age comes intelligence. Because we know Roshi, you and I. We know that Roshi's just as big of a dummy as the rest of the gang. And in more ways than one. Different ways. Horny ways.
He's got some intelligence, all right. He knows the game. And the game knows him.
You see, me and the game, we're very acquainted, you see. Game recognizes game, son.
Oh man. If he does say a line like that, I gotta have a poster of it or something.
like a Chad Roshi kind of.
Basically, like you were just reading my mind because I was wondering if the poster should have him like in his old man form or in his Giga Chad form.
It should just be like the Giga Chad thing, except it's just like Master Roshi's head. Workout videos, that's what I crank it to.
Oh no.
The Giga Chad music playing in the background. Meanwhile, Launch is cleaning up, and the stallion of discerning tastes himself talks to the camera about getting his chance and trying to creep on her. Bro is straight up tweening in and out every frame, every single time Launch even moves a centimeter in his reaction. He is aching to get into that bathroom.
When I first saw that part of the episode, I didn't understand exactly what was going on. I was, brain was off, right? And I was like,
as you have to be.
Why? I was like, why is he sneaking around? It's his own house. Just go to the bathroom. I don't know. That was my initial thought until I was like, oh wait, this is Master Roshi.
He's mastered more ways than one. He shrinks down in the bathroom and says that he's finally going to get what he, quote-unquote, deserves. Roshi's a creep, just a real nasty piece of work, and this plan failed once before. He got flushed into the septic tank, and now I think he's just doing it for kicks. Goku's gang dives under the water while General Blue watches from afar, and he's playing smarter, not harder. He's just gonna let them find it and then steal it from him. One of Blue's goons gets the message and goes right up to him to relay it to him, and he pops up from behind, and before he can even get one word out, he is straight up pimp slapped by Blue. Like, so hard, he goes flying into the wall.
You guys just have to just see that. I was kind of off guard.
Blue's like, how many times must we keep doing this? How often does this guy get bitch slapped with the back of his hand?
I'm trying to pause the frame perfect of the slap and him flying, but I just can't. It's just so fast.
It's a 2-frame, just like he's not slapped and then he is slapped. I mean, this General Blue guy must be pretty strong, right? They go for a 2-pronged attack on Goku and his friends, and we're introduced to Blue's lieutenant, who is this real thick Mr. 5x5 motherfucker with this wispy little mustache and a big ol' M. Bison hat. Blue straight up tells him, lose some weight, tubby, and it seems to really hurt his feelings. Under the water, Goku is making faces at fish that he's probably never seen before, and then asks Bulma why one fish in particular looks so sad, and he asks her for its name, and I forgot how cute and innocent Goku is. Bulma's like, yo, I'm gonna be real, Goku, I don't give a fuck, shut up. Krillin's been piloting this subjet thing, not Bulma. I'm not saying that he couldn't do it, it just seems odd that the monk is the one operating the machinery.
You ever seen a monk drive before?
I've seen a monk step out of one of those, like, muscle cars that have the doors open up, like, vertically.
That's new to me. I haven't seen that.
Like, he stepped out in Jordans, all right? Now, I was more confused than, like, this is a Cub grocery store parking lot, dude. What are you doing here? But the gang send Goku out, and they put some goggles on him. And he says, no wonder that fish is so sad. All they can see is blue. Bulma, who is in full, like, I don't give a fuck mode, is like, yeah, that's nice. Bye, get out of here. Like, she is just like, get the fucking Dragon Ball. We can talk about this later. I don't... She has just, like, had it since leaving town. And good God, it is just all business to Bulma. Goku gets into some shenanigans while under the sea, like getting tickled by fish and picking up a really big-ass crab. Just really showing that he is a little kid. Just an innocent little kid that's he's having his own adventure. Around this point, General Blue is giving a speech to his men, and the whole outfit with the hat, the belt, the armband, the blonde hair, the blue eyes, the podium, the flag set up, it's kind of looking like something else.
You know, I'm glad I wasn't the only one who saw that. Because I saw that the moment they introduced him in the first episode of this podcast, where I was like, I'm getting some vibes from him, but I don't know what it is. and then they got the execution part. I was like, any general could have done that. And then he disinfected the chair. I was like, okay, I don't know if any general would have done that.
I will say this, you know, I don't agree with General Blue's methods here, but he has one of the hardest line reads in this set, where he says, fail yourselves, but never fail me. Like, I guess that's Blue's skill, you know? Everyone's got to have a skill, but his seems to be in, like,
oh yeah, like
he's in such control. Like, they are a machine in comparison to other outfits.
Charismatic, you know, knows how to unite a group of people.
Mm-hmm. Back under the water, Goku's still not having any luck finding the ball, but he does find a big crack on the seafloor and guesses that, you know, maybe it could have fallen in. I don't know. Goku actually uses his brain in a rare bit of brilliance, and he figures he can't fit through, but if they had Bulma's size-changing device, he could slip in. Like, nobody else is coming up with that plan. He's like, what if we just did this?
Oh, don't worry, Goku. That watch is being put to good use. Where it is now is where it belongs.
Bulma created it for one purpose, in actuality, and that was to be used by Master Roshi.
I honestly don't think a Dragon Ball would have fit through that. It looked, I don't know. Maybe it was just the perspective, but I felt like it shouldn't have fallen down that crack.
Sometimes the Dragon Ball gets put into certain locations that don't necessarily make sense.
So it doesn't have to physically travel there, it just gets there.
Yes, they physically travel, like you see them travel, but like how does this work out? Like, now granted, the ones I'm thinking of, the examples that I'm thinking of are part of filler episodes and they don't count in the canon and they were fake Dragon Balls. So, but like they were real, quote unquote. But like one guy has it in like a thing of jewelry. It's like, did you find the Dragon Ball and make the jewel? There's one in like embedded in a skeleton, and it's like, what do you mean it's embedded in a skeleton?
I feel like after they collect it and they make a wish, hiding the Dragon Balls would be like my favorite part of the job.
The dragon is like the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like I'd be okay with hiding some of them pretty hard, kind of how we see here, but one would just go straight up. They would have to watch that shit just go straight up.
Oh God.
Straight to the sun.
Damn it, we should have tried to put a net over these things.
Like, I feel like Shenron, he could be an asshole if he really wanted to, but
Shenron is an asshole. In one of the
oh, really?
Yeah, in one of the future series, he gets upgraded to allow for more than one wish.
So like 2?
3.
3.
Yep.
Okay.
So Goku and friends, they get like 3 wishes and everything. And in, I want to say it was...
Is this in which series? Is this in the current one we're watching?
No, this comes later. But I don't remember exactly what it was. But bad guys get the Dragon Balls, and they're like, all right, now we can get our 3 wishes. And then Shenron goes, 2 wishes. Like,
no,
wait,
no way.
You said, like, the legends say it was 3 wishes. He's like, yeah, 3's for regulars. I don't know you guys.
There's no way.
Shenron gets a personality. He's kind of a little bitch about it. Like, he's the all-powerful dragon, but like in Dragon Ball Super, like, he understands, like, oh fuck, you're fighting a god of destruction. Fuck that, I'm out.
So what you're telling me is he could potentially be like, once you collect all 7 balls and ask for the wish, you'd be like, I ain't feeling it today. It just sends them fucking away.
Sorry, Chief.
You telling me he's allowed to do that?
Respectfully, no.
I thought he was like bounded by like rules and stuff, or like
the legalese of the Dragon Balls are, you know, kind of fast and loose.
I guess you could say my balls, my rules, but okay.
My balls, my rules. So
I don't blame him if that's how it goes.
If he just rockets one into the sun. No more wishes. I want a fucking nap.
Nothing is guaranteed. Not even the Dragon Ball wishes.
There's one instance of someone else's Dragon Balls. So, you know, you got these Dragon Balls, but there's another set. And the person who created the Dragon Ball died while a wish was being made. And so the balls just kind of turned into stone.
Oh.
They're like mid-wish, and then they're like, oh, fuck it, I'm out. Sorry. Peace out, dog.
There's so much personality that I did not expect.
The more the Dragon Ball goes on, the more fleshed out everything becomes, and it's already very fleshed out. So that just kind of tells you.
Like this series is such a good series to start off with. I don't even know if I'll even. There's so much.
Back in Dragon Ball the show, after suggesting that they go back and get the watch, Bulma finds an undersea cave that'll lead them right to that crack, so they don't have to go back up. And we go back to the Red Ribbon Army, scrambling their units, and they have a lyrical theme song for the Red Ribbon Army. It goes so hard. Like, what are we doing with our lives if we don't have a musical rock ballad for teams of every type? I want you to think about it. A metal theme for insurance claims adjusters.
I'm sure Blackbeard Bacterian had some kind of chanty while they were on.
Oh, yeah. You definitely know. Something about, I don't know, making a big stink wherever they go.
Wherever he goes is wherever the Black Sea travels.
He leaves his mark. The impressiveness of the lyrical theme song is immediately diminished by cutting to Roshi's bathroom. He is skulking around behind the toilet, complaining that launch is taking too long. He needs that girl to piss. Or shit. No judgment. Some judgment. Launch finally arrives, and Roshi finally gets sucked by her in the way he's always wanted. Probably, since he's weird like that, a vacuum. That's the sucking part. Do you think that this scene awakened something in somebody?
I don't know.
You're like, oh man,
Nah.
I wish some giant woman would vacuum me up in her big sucky vacuum. I mean, like somebody could have had that happen to them.
There's gotta be at least one. I just don't know how to like explain. No shame, but
Yeah, of course, there'd be no shame, because if you
I'm
like
just
that sort of thing, you wouldn't be able to control that.
I'm ignorant about this stuff. Okay, guys.
The scene is very short, so we're right back with the Red Ribbon Army again. And I don't know if we've really called too much attention to it yet, but Blue's Division has a lot of animal dudes in it. Like, there's a fox guy, there's Cajun Gator, and the sub-captain is a hippo man. It's just really nice of these guys to be equal opportunity employers.
Mm-hmm.
The Goku gang accidentally leads Blue's sub to the entrance of the underwater cave, and then they get fired upon.
Really?
Yeah, like, they don't waste any time. They're just like, oh, there it is, kill them. Based Goku coming out swinging with this banger of a line. There's only one group mean enough to do this. The army. And I mean, come on. Firing at unarmed civilians? The army? I know we come to Dragon Ball for gripping political commentary, so this is appreciated.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're describing to me that Bulma was a one-man army at one point, or one-woman army at one point.
They do have to take into consideration that Bulma is packing heat.
Packing, hunting Dragon Balls.
Shooting children.
Fires immediately.
No hesitation. Proper gun control.
Leaves the body.
Leave the body. They get fired upon once more by torpedoes and somehow miss a stationary target twice. Blue is sick of this and orders the wolf dude that is doing the firing to be executed at once. He gets pulled away screaming, "No, please, I got a wife and 2 cubs at home," and then gets shot. He is pleading for his life, for his wife and 2 kids.
You know, this is the first series of any kind that I've seen anyone getting executed in a submarine.
I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to fire a gun in a submarine because of the air pressure and everything.
Hey, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's powerful enough to pierce through the shell.
No, probably
I'm sure
not,
it can ricochet and damage some of the internal stuff at least, obviously. Like,
I mean,
maybe a pipe, maybe a computer.
A person.
Or yeah, a person.
But I mean, like, you know, Blue's been going through these guys like tissue paper, so... Krillin tries to escape inside the cave, and they're chased. And Bulma's like, "Why didn't you say that these guys were after you?" And Goku very calmly says, "You didn't ask, man." They think that they can lose the army deeper in the cave because it gets real narrow. But they don't know that they've equipped the big sub with escape pods, and the chase continues, which is where we leave off this set of episodes.
Mm-hmm. I honestly thought they were gonna just full send the giant submarine.
Just ram through it. They're like, "Oh, look, it's a tiny little hole. We can get through there," and they can't.
I mean, remember the old villain for the... Well, I forgot his name already. The one in charge of Mayan Chu.
Oh, Pilaf. Yeah, Pilaf would have just crammed right in there.
Yeah, like Pilaf, he would have done it. He tried to contain the giant monkey.
Pilaf is not very smart. Blue is a lot smarter than Pilaf.
Yeah, a lot more calculated. But it's always funny to see someone smart and calculated just send it.
Oh, I'm remembering where Blue's story goes, and there's some that's like, "Oh," and then like, you'll see.
Okay.
Well, It feels real good to be back and doing this again. I just felt so charged and ready for it, you know?
Oh, it's fun. I haven't laughed like that in a minute talking about Dragon Ball.
And I do want to just say, like, the hiatus was entirely on me. Um,
Mhm.
Phoup was like constantly texting me. He's like, "Hey, when are we doing the recording, man? I need to see Master Roshi again. I can't get enough of him. I hope he falls in a toilet when he's real small and then gets sucked up by a vacuum when he's real small. And then there's like a giant woman around him. I couldn't go to like a single day without getting a text from you like that." Nah, but for real, I appreciate you taking the time and picking up where we left off. I'm sure it was
Mhm.
not easy to get back into it. Like, did you have any trouble whatsoever, or
No, not at all. I think it's not that hard to watch a show,
yeah, but
especially if it's
like,
like a first impression. I think if I had more time, I would do a second run to see stuff that I did miss. For example, the book titles,
yeah,
like a little finer details. Like I kind of wish I caught the bloomer comment from Krillin the first time because that would
mm.
have been like a pretty cool catch.
And then you can
But
like,
what?
you can load up the Japanese version or like the original manga and see if they did anything like that with a joke.
Oh yeah, like that'd be awesome to do. But watching it for fun and enjoying to talk about it like this is it's it it's fun in its own way too.
Hmm.
I'm not trying to critique it. I'm not trying to, say what they should have done or what's better, what's bad. This is just all fun.
Well, do you have any thoughts on these previous four particular episodes or anything like, General Blue is kind of like our next big bad guy. You know, you had like Commander
Um
Silver and General White and the Muscle Tower.
yeah, I do miss a little bit of Muscle Tower, so I don't know how we're gonna pan out with this fight with this new general. I do just want to see him send it at least once with the submarine.
I don't think he sends it with the submarine, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Like maybe
I do
land like
know that we will be going a couple of places that I guarantee you are not going to be expecting.
okay. Like can you
Uh,
imagine if he landed the submarine on top of the Kame House Island?
it just takes it there and just crushes them.
And then have you watched the endings of the episodes at all?
I get to the end of the episode, the credits start, and then I stop. I don't do next time on Dragon Ball. I don't do anything like that.
Some of the artworks is really cool when you were talking about how the mechanical
Hmm.
art just looks amazing.
That was his thing.
Yeah, I know. Like I was watching it where I think Bulma or Launch was like reloading the Uzi, or like there's different like planes that Bulma's sitting in. Let me take a snippet of like one of my favorite ones in the credits.
The
Like
end
this is
credits.
probably yeah, like this is like look at the detail of this jet.
Oh yeah,
Of
yeah.
the plane.
So I'll
Like
put that one on screen.
yeah, like this is cool.
That's just, yeah, that's something that Toriyama just like intrinsically knew, his love for the mechanical.
hmm There's so much more like in the credits too. I think here's another one that I also really like from Toriyama. Like this is probably like Bulma outside of the plane.
Yep,
Like that's
yep.
sick. Yeah.
It's got like the World War II style bomber
And I,
jacket and everything.
and I always like how Bulma is like the model for these two,
Hmm.
for these machines. Cuz the outfits are always on point too.
Bulma especially has a fuckload of outfits.
hmm And like, I'm pretty sure we talked about this a lot, like in the previous episodes. But it's amazing that these artists can like draw their characters in different outfits. Like a good example would be Bleach. Like I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure anyone who's no anime has seen like them wearing different clothes. Like this is probably my favorite part of like looking into someone's work as well.
Hmm.
Like instead of just watching Goku eating stuff too. That's pretty fun. But like
It's
outside of
different
that,
facets, like
you
you see the full portfolio of what
Mhm.
Toriyama was doing at the time. So
Yeah, you feel the love for the work
yes.
outside of the episode. I
Hmm.
think is what I'm getting at.
Very well put.
hmm
So I'm always curious to know, where do you think that the story is going from here?
Well, I have no clue. Like, I don't even know how they're gonna get out of that underwater cave. Bomo did show a map that was zoomed out where there looked like an exit, but it looked like one of those ocean pits that just goes to the bottom of the world.
Like the trench.
Yeah, the trench. Nimbus
So
can't go underwater, right?
the Nimbus can't go underwater.
Yeah, because it's air. Wait, but air can go underwater.
Or maybe the
Wait,
Nimbus
but
can
wait.
go underwater, but we haven't seen Nimbus go
Or
underwater.
maybe I'm just being dumb right now because I forget that Nimbus is a cloud.
Technically, Nimbus is water.
Yeah, yeah. For a second, I thought he was air just because he could fly.
So we've got Bulma, Goku, Krillin, Blue,
also driving
and
the
some
submarine.
of the Red Ribbon Army is coming
Mhm.
along. And they're kind of backing them into a corner because, like you said, they're in this cave. So,
Like, it could be so much crazy stuff that can happen. Maybe something comes out at the end of that trench. Something is gonna happen, and I don't know what. I don't think they're gonna emerge from the ocean yet, but there's something down there, and I don't know what.
so if I can give you just one little hint, you are not wrong. Something is down there. Something is in this cave. You will never guess what that something is.
I only one thing came to mind, and that is I know it's just me hoping for it, but is it Gamera? Has he been sleeping dormant there the whole time?
They have Gamera, like they kept having Gamera like references, and it's just like,
Yeah,
oh, fuck it, just throw him in there. We keep getting away with it. Center an episode around him.
But if you say I can't guess it, like it's probably something crazy.
I don't think that you would ever guess it.
It's either something that was seen early in the series, or it's something they stole.
Something they stole.
or referenced. I mean, I don't know.
Well,
What lives at the bottom of the lives though. Anyways, I'll let myself ponder. Yeah.
Next time we're gonna be doing episodes 49 through 52, which is Roshi Surprise, and ending on the Pirate Treasure. Now, does that give you any kind of thoughts?
Oh my god. Some thoughts, but I hope it's not what I think it is.
Okay. So that'll just about do it this time. Thanks so much for coming around and joining our watch along here. I just wanted to.
Oh, looks like Alex is already done for tonight. I also want to say thank you for joining us again. Been a long time since we started this up. Appreciate you guys spending time to listen to us talk about some, some falls. All right, thank you guys. Have a good night. Hope to see you in the next one.
Bacterian, your hands are so greasy.
Is he giving you the Shifugi special right there?
The fushigi. Fushigi. Oh, it's all slimy. Gross.